The numbers don't lie. Americans are drowning in credit card debt. The latest data shows U.S. consumers paid a staggering $157 billion in credit card interest and fees last year, a mind-boggling 50% increase from 2020 when the pandemic first gripped the nation. With interest rates at a 23-year high, low and middle-income families are being squeezed like never before. This metastasizing debt crisis represents a massive economic and moral challenge facing the country. For millions of Americans, the rug has been pulled out from under their feet through no fault of their own. Runaway inflation has caused the costs of basic necessities like food, housing, and healthcare to skyrocket. For those living paycheck to paycheck, racking up debt on high-interest credit cards has become an unfortunate survival tactic. The statistics are staggering. Credit card balances hit a record $1.13 trillion in the fourth quarter of last year. Delinquency rates on credit card payments now stand at 4%, the highest level since April 2011 in the aftermath of the Great Recession, overtaking even car loans. Expect those numbers to climb higher as the suspended student loan moratorium ends and those payments restart. This mushrooming debt load is not being shared equally across society. A study by the Federal Reserve found that while lower-income Americans are less likely to own credit cards, those who do tend to carry larger balances. The data revealed stark racial disparities, with Black and Hispanic adults more than twice as likely as Asian adults to revolve a balance. Age is also a major factor, with those in their prime earning years between 45 to 59 most prone to credit card debt. State by state, the patterns are equally alarming. In Louisiana, Mississippi, and Oklahoma, the ratio of credit card debt to median income exceeds a crippling 10%. By comparison, in relative havens like New Hampshire and Utah, it remains below 7%. There are no easy solutions, but a few things seem clear. First, the burden of high-cost credit card debt falls disproportionately on society's most vulnerable and underprivileged, those least able to bear the strain. The moral implications are severe, as families' dreams of upward mobility are being crushed by the ever-spinning wheel of compounding interest. Second, while rising interest rates are a primary culprit, lenders themselves must also accept responsibility. Credit card companies have shamelessly increased their profit margins to record levels, squeezing struggling borrowers for every last penny even as their own earnings have more than doubled over the past decade to an estimated $92 billion. Finally, government must play a role in restoring sanity. While recent regulations have attempted to curb exorbitant late fees, the harsh reality is that almost limitless credit has been made too easily available to those with limited financial means or understanding. Debt literacy programs and responsible lending standards are desperately needed. The credit card debt crisis touches on fundamental questions about the makeup of modern American capitalism and the soul of our still young nation. As a society, we must reject the notion of sleepwalking towards a brutal economic Darwinism where the financially fittest alone survive. Easy money presents enormous challenges and risks. Instead, the way forward requires cultivating an ethos of prudence, moderation, and shared sacrifice across all levels of society, lenders, borrowers, and government alike. Credit cards were meant to grease the wheels of commerce, not function as inescapable debt traps. Restoring that balance is vital to reviving the fraying American dream of upward mobility for all. At the end of the day, human beings are spiritual creatures, not just rapacious consumers and profit-maximizing economic units. Society must reaffirm the moral truth that the pursuit of wealth, while not inherently evil, becomes a soulless obsession when it tramples over human dignity. That's a lesson America seems to have forgotten but now faces a spiraling crisis forcing us to relearn.